welcome
Yo,
to Daddy
yo.
Porter's double coverage. I'm here. We have the double coverage here with Daddy Porter, myself, and Matt Clark here, or Bear Down Rips. Is another
Bear
one
down
we
rips.
can-
Works.
Absolutely. And what's going on for this show? It's a kind of a special show for us. It's actually going to be, our shows have been all over the place, starting with y'all, but we're gonna eventually settle into a format that I think we're going to do all the time. But this is a special one, right, Matt?
Yeah. So we have Nate back on the show. We are going to hop into our mock 2.0. This is our after free agency. And at the end of the show, we're going to do a live 3-round mock draft for our 3 teams respectively. So me being the Bears, Nate being the Vikings, and of course our resident Browns fan, Greg.
Yikes. Okay. But what are we doing first? I thought we were doing that at the top. What's going on? Tell me, producer. I said, what's going on now? I thought we were bringing Nate on it now and starting it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're just getting right in
for that. Oh, cool. All right. Well, without further ado, he calls himself Nate the Great. So we'll just go with that, right?
Thanks, Greg.
We want to respect what you want to be presented as, right?
Hey, when I was growing up, there was this book series called Nate the Great. It was like a detective series for 5 and 6 years old. I read all of them.
Right.
So it works.
It's a really, as we're all dads here, that's a really time that you need to, tell yourself that you're great.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it, right? And you gotta do that all the time. But anyway, I'm gonna make myself great and stop talking because I'm not really the best here. Y'all here are the draft folks. So what's going to happen? Matt, tell the audience what we're going to be doing, and
so
y'all take it away.
So yeah, we're just gonna hop right into our full first round mock draft. I did one, Nate did one. We're gonna kind of compare and talk about where we think the different prospects are gonna end up for the different teams. Yeah, and then our little live draft at the end.
So that up, right? We got to pull that up, right?
What's that?
You have it on the slide, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nate's got the live at the end.
Okay. So I can show that, right? I'm just.
Yep.
All right. There you go.
We're ready to go. All righty. So yeah, this is our top 10s. Nate, do you want to kick it off with and talk about your top 10 here?
Well, I think let's go 5 and then we'll go from there.
Sure.
I had Fernando Mendoza going number 1 for clear and obvious reasons. The Raiders need a franchise signal caller for the future. I think number 2, I was leaning towards David Bailey, but I ended up just settling on Arvell Reese. I don't think they could go wrong either way. I think Bailey is going to be... I think he's going to go higher than a lot of people think he is. So I think he could actually go to the Jets. He's just a physical freak. But Arvell Reese is also... he's nothing to be laughed at. He's a phenomenal player. And I think Reese is kind of like everybody trying to get that next Micah Parsons, in my opinion. He's kind of built similarly. He's not one of those 6'6" edge rushers. He's 6'4", 241 pounds. So I think that's good. I think Arizona, they are clearly stripping that team down and going for the bottom. So I think whatever they can do to kind of build up their roster for whatever signal caller they take next year's draft, I think is key. So I think getting a clear left tackle for the future is a good idea. Titans, I have them taking David Bailey. I've heard people saying that they might go after Jeremiah Love, and given where their roster's at right now, if they take a running back, I'm going to be very judgy on that pick.
I feel like that would be a giant mistake as well.
I think it's like, I think Jeremiah Love is good if you are like one step away, and they are 3 to 4 years away from being a competitive team, in my opinion. And then the Giants, I have Sonny Styles. I think he'd be a tone setter on defense, and I think he would be a phenomenal. He had a phenomenal combine. Yeah, so that's my top 5.
Yeah. So I have the Raiders taking Fernando Mendoza. It's like the no-brainer pick. Everyone knows that that's what's going to happen. And then I think David Bailey flashed enough at the combine to really solidify himself as the number 2 pick here. It would really surprise me, honestly, if the Jets went somewhere else. I agree with everything that you said about the Cardinals with Mauga, and yeah, I can't see the Titans taking Jeremiah Love. I think that's smoke to see maybe if they could maybe trade back. But yeah, it's definitely going to be Bane there. And then so I have Arvel Reese falling out of the top 10. That's probably like one of the more controversial things that I have on this list. But yeah, I think Sonny Styles just proved that he's the guy at linebacker. And he can do it all. He can be off ball, and he can also rush the passer. I think that was the biggest knock on Arvel Reese after the combine was people were like, oh, his coverage skills are like not where they need to be, anything off ball. So he can't be that hybrid guy. He's going to have to be more of an edge rusher than even just a pure linebacker, I think.
Yeah, and I think we're in the same ballpark. We have kind of the same positions for each of these teams, and I think we have just a little bit of different flavor as to why. But I think by the end of this, I think I'm going to have David Bailey probably going number 2. But I don't see anything wrong with what we both of us have in the top 5. I think it's going to be kind of just pick your own flavor.
Yeah,
Whatever these teams want.
like what do you want a specialist on the defense for exactly? Like, do you want someone that's going to go after the pass rush, or that's going to complement the pass rush, or do you want somebody that's going to actually just like be in everything, every down player for you? So
yeah. So the next 5, we start off with Cleveland here. I have Spencer Fano. I think Cleveland didn't pick up anybody in free agency, in my opinion, that can't be replaced. And I think just investing in the future of that offensive line is so key because they lost so much in free agency.
Greg likes that.
Yeah, I think it. Yeah, and I mean, you can talk your pick too here. I think it's similar. Like, I mean,
yeah, it's the same idea. I don't know. I don't like to give like so much hype on the combine and stuff like that, but I think Fano also was one of those guys that had like a some not poor but like middling. So I had them taking Caleb Lamu.
okay,
Or Lamu. I'm not sure how to say his last name, but
Lamu. Yeah, I think it's Lamu.
Lamu.
Yeah, and for number 7 for Washington, I had him taking Jeremiah Love. I was thinking offensive playmaker. They need something on offense besides Terry McLaurin. it was honestly between Jeremiah Love and Carnell Tate on my board. Like I was going back and forth on them, and then I kind of looked into their depth chart a little bit at running back, and I don't know if I could comfortably go into the season with Rashad White as my number one running back. So that's why I kind of picked Love over Tate, because I think they have Terry McLaurin, but they don't really have a running back. Not that running back, I mean, they could go so many different directions with this pick. I mean, they could go defense, they could go edge rusher, like they could go Ruben Bain very easily. They could go any of the other rushers that are left on the board. It would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can just go like pick by pick, I guess. I haven't taken Carnell Tate. I think that they've been doing the for lack of a better term, like the poor man's running back by committee thing there for long enough that I think Rashad White could be in their at least season long plans. But Terry McLaurin, there was all that smoke about him possibly getting traded. They lost Debo, so I could really see them being like, okay, if Terry's on his way out, he's getting older, he's starting to slow down a little bit. You get like a playmaker like Tate in there and just swing at the fences basically.
Yeah, and it's a good thing they gave McLaurin all that money last year. For the Saints, I have them taking Ruben Bain. Their historical defensive end, Cameron. What's his last name?
Cam Jordan.
Yep, Cam Jordan. He's no longer on their roster right now, and that's a big gap.
Yep.
And I think similarly to kind of some of these other teams that we've talked about, I think the Saints just need talent. I think they're committed to the Tyler Shuck at quarterback. They invested in the offense for running back this offseason with Travis Achan. It's not ETN, apparently. That is the pronunciation of his last name. From what I've heard, that's what it's, yeah. Because I was paying attention to it because he was a target for the Vikings. They were in on that. But they also have Chris Olave. It sounds like they're in contract negotiations for an extension there. But overall on defense, I think Ruben Bain makes a lot of sense for them to step into the shoes of Cam Jordan if he is in fact gone. And if not, he'll learn from somebody really good.
Right. Yeah. You have somebody that's just, constant perennial Pro Bowler and all pro and stuff. I had him taking Delane. I think them picking up a corner here makes a lot of sense because I feel like they probably are leaning towards like our offense was kind of cooking at times last year. They made some just like very subtle changes. A healthy Olave gets them really far with having a wide receiver. So I just think just adding like a cornerstone cornerback is like the move here that if Bain, like I had Bain going earlier, if Bain was there, I would take Bain Jr. But because he wasn't there in mine, I think Delane's a really solid addition to that defense.
Yeah, and I have Delane going next to the Chiefs. I think Delane is going to go a lot higher than a lot of people think he is. His real only knock from what I've read is his age, and I will take a seasoned corner over some young kid that has never really doesn't have a lot of experience. He's fast. He does everything that he needs to do. So yeah, I think Delane, it makes a lot of sense. Jeremiah Love makes a lot of sense if he's there, as you have them picking him. I'll let you go into that.
Yeah, I think they're just like, oh, why don't we go just, generational quarterback, generational running back. Jeremiah Love is a phenomenal running back. Um, I could see, any team. I could even see the Giants. Like, no, I guess not. I guess maybe not the Giants. I could see any other team from like Washington, Washington Saints or the Chiefs taking Jeremiah Love and just yeah. Um I it would just make for an absolutely disgusting offense.
Yeah, and I think you're actually going to start hearing a lot of people thinking that there might be trade ups
Mhm.
for Love if somebody's like really going after him and loves him. Um, I could see that starting probably at pick 6, 7, 8, somewhere in there. I don't want the Chiefs to get another playmaker because I'm not a big fan.
Fair.
Um, but I think like there's even talk like there's a lot of Viking fans that are like, "Oh, we should trade up and get Jeremiah Love," and I'm just like, save your draft capital. Like you might need a quarterback next year, so don't do that.
Right? Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I
Oh
mean,
man.
there's also like some instances where some of these teams, like, yeah, Jeremiah Love is flashy, but they might not warrant that high running back that high. And I mean, this is a awful running back class. Like, there's two guys, and then it's a bunch of Joes. From I mean, just from what I'm looking at, I don't see any like. There's some that have like special things here and there, but nobody like Love or his teammate from Notre Dame.
Price.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, they're both like the complete package backs where then you have and I always say this stuff because like I'm a Penn State fan, but like the two running backs coming out of Penn State, I think are going to be like great steals in like the third and probably fifth round.
Mm-hmm.
Singleton and Katron Allen.
Mm-hmm.
I think Katron Allen can be that complete back. I just don't think he was given the opportunity to do so. I think he's going to be like one of those running backs where everyone's like, "Oh, we drafted this running back and we could have had him." Like not over, like Love or Price because you're never going to like go for someone like, Katron Allen over one of them, but anyone that picks a running back after Price to then, but yeah, and then we have the same thing happening to poor Caleb Downs, just going to be the scapegoat for the Bengals, right?
Yeah, I think we're starting this off the same. We started off the same. We're ending the top 10 in the same boat. I think Caleb Downs he's just the best player on the board left, and
Mhm.
I think that's what the Bengals really need. They need good football players, and they need to pray that they stay healthy. But I think the Bengals. I think next year, if they don't get back to the playoffs, I think their head coach is gone. I think their GM is gone. I think there's discussions about Joe Burrow possibly getting traded at that point or demanding out. So if they don't turn things around this year, I think it's gonna cascade in Cincinnati, and I don't think our friend Mr. Washington would oppose that.
No, I don't think he would be I don't think he'd be upset about that at all. Um yeah, I really just think that they're going to need a new leader on that defense, especially with Hendrickson moving on and and yeah, basically replacing Max Crosby for the Ravens.
Yep.
Oh man. Um I still think that is one of the most ridiculous things that happened this offseason. Let's just talk
Oh,
about that for a second. Like, let's just take a little break between top 10 and 11 through 20 and just, man, the bungling and bullshittery of that Ravens and Raiders trade. And now, like, the Ravens are like really against the cap, but
mhm.
the Max Crosby Max.
Yeah, I was waiting until Baltimore to go through that, but I think when that news hit, I'm just like, oh no, this is gonna be bad. And like you could just I was on Blue Sky at the time, and then the news started hitting, and then everybody started getting the news, and it was just an epic avalanche, just hilarious takes like, oh my god, like this this could have like the biggest ripple effect on free agency ever because all the nobody had signed contracts yet. This was the day before all the contracts were like official.
Yep.
So yeah, it could have went worse, but it didn't. I think
I don't think there's a lot of teams lining up to do any sort of business with the Ravens right now, though.
Not anymore.
They're going to have a lot of trouble trying to find trade partners.
Yeah.
For the next couple of seasons, I'd imagine.
Yeah, at least big things where at least they're not going to let anything out until after the I noticed for a fact like the past couple of weeks they've made it a point to say the doctor visit is official and he passed his physical. Yeah. I've noticed that in a lot of takes because of that incident.
It's so bad. It's just so bad. It's just bad business.
Okay. All right. Next pick. Yeah. What do we got?
All right.
Okay. We got
all right. So we go 11 through 20 here. Nate, you started off the last one, so I'll take this one. Same position. I have him taking Jordan Tyson. The Dolphins just absolutely jettisoning everybody. Like Hill's gone, Waddle's gone, Parker Washington's not a wide receiver 1. He makes a really good complementary wide receiver 2. I kind of think Jordan Tyson's a little bit of the same for Parker Washington, but 2 of them could be an absolute nightmare for a team, for a defense trying to cover them. So I went with Jordan Tyson here.
Well, I'm just gonna say poor Malik Willis. That man made a poor decision. He took the bag, and I think he's gonna regret taking that bag because he's not gonna get a contract after that's up. Because I think the Dolphins are on the march for Arch, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%. 100%.
I mean, I've seen HGTV videos where they stripped a house slower than what the Dolphins did this offseason.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
it's an extreme makeover in one offseason.
If you look at their playmakers, they've said that Achane is is one of their 3 pillars. I don't know what the other 2 are because I can't find another person on the roster. But I think if they don't somehow get their hands on a wide receiver in the first round, they're going to need all 5 years of that man's rookie contract to get something going. Bad. The Dolphins are kind of like, we give Greg a lot of crap about the Browns. The Dolphins are in the same bucket.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, this is
just bungled franchises.
Yeah, this is just real. It's really them like just absolutely screwing over themselves. Really, you don't see a lot of teams just completely implode like that. So
I didn't. I thought McDaniel was going to be safe, but because that firing came later. And then the guy that came in from the Packers, John Eric Sullivan, I think is his name, came from the Packers, and he's like, we're just gonna suck. We're gonna go for the quarterback, and what happens, and we're gonna pay a guy a lot of money to come in and deal with it for a season, basically.
Yeah.
So
They have a pretty easy out for Willis next year too, right?
I
They
think
like
so.
front loaded his contract pretty good.
Ever since like 2 years ago when the Baker Mayfield contract happened, they really kind of created that mid-tier quarterback contract that's pretty much like copy and paste across the board, where they make it like very lucrative for that first year, but make the next years easy to get out of. On to the next pick is Dallas. I think Dallas, my thinking was just defense. If they don't, I can see Jerry Jones going absolute crazy old man Jerry and doing something like something on offense here. But I think if he doesn't get some sort of pass rush outside of guys that are way too old for interior pass rush, it's going to be rough. And I think Akeem Mesidor is kind of built in that same vein as like a Micah Parsons. He has that same kind of like frame, kind of that smaller guy. But my other pick for this was going to be McCoy, and I'll let you go into that.
Yeah, I think their defense needs someone who can just kind of like solidify their defensive back room in general. I mean, you're looking at the departure of Micah Parsons still, and there's just I can't really think of anybody on the Cowboys defense that stands out. They got rid of Diggs, who was terrible, but I really don't see any building blocks, and I think I could see them reaching for Mesidor as well. But I really think that defensive back building blocks are the way to go. When you do have an aging line, you can inject some rotation into that, and you can maybe get more legs out of the older guys. But you don't want to rotate corners. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of where I was thinking like, oh, corner should be the way to go here if you're going to start rebuilding that defense. I think it's a great one.
Yeah, and Jermod McCoy, like they're kind of getting a steal because last year, I mean, he got injured, and the only reason he's outside the top 10 is because he's getting it. He got injured, in my opinion. Otherwise, he could have been like a top 5 pick.
Mm-hmm.
So
Undoubtedly,
he would have been the top pick. He would have been the top. I mean, I mean, some people have him as the top corner in this draft ahead of Delane, just because he's younger. So
yeah. So I have the Rams taking Arvell Reese here. He fell in my mock draft as I was thinking about stuff, and I do think the Rams are like the perfect spot for him. He doesn't need to flourish into the off-ball linebacker. They have those guys already. He can join a rotational pass rush that was like serviceable and really could hit home, but with him added to that rotation and then also serving as like a run stuffer, that would be Rams fans should salivate that happens, that he falls that far that they could get someone like Arvell Reese at 13.
Yeah, I think the Rams made a lot of good decisions last year that got them a second first round pick. So I could really see this being, I mean, this is where trades might start. I think a lot of the top 10 is gonna stay pat unless some stupid offer comes in. But I think the Rams, I mean, they have 2 first round picks. There's a lot of players on the board that I could see them going after just to get that franchise like set up for the future. I have them taking Mekhi Lemon because it's still kind of up in the air whether or not Devontae Adams is going to be coming back, and it's still kind of, I mean, Puka Nacua kind of needs to make better friend choices.
He needs
on
to
his
just
social
chill.
media.
Like, he is
Yeah.
a professional athlete. He needs to just, like, not be
A lunatic.
attacking people. Yeah, like, attacking people and being anti-Semitic, like,
Yeah.
allegedly.
Yeah, so I kind of went with Makai Lemon because I mean he would be a amazing third option for them if Adams comes back. Um, and I think it would be a good tool for them to have kind of in the back pocket because they don't really have anybody besides Nakua and Adams on the back end. I think they kind of ran out of running wide receivers last year, and I think this is it. I think Stafford would appreciate the pick.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And I'll let you lead into your Ravens pick because it's the same guy. So
Yeah. So I have the Ravens taking him. Man, him paired with Zay Flowers. It's kind of like it's just nasty. Like I don't know how I got here with with these two picks, but both of them on the respective teams that they ended up on, I think it's just nasty combos. But yeah, Makai Lemon's awesome. I think he played like what 1 year with Caleb, I think. I'm not 100%, I'm not 100% sure, but I was watching a bit of USC at the time, and yeah, Makai Lemon's awesome.
he's an amazing route runner.
Yeah,
And I
he's
think yeah.
just like super crisp on every single route. Like I remember a few years ago when we were talking about like like the top three wide receivers between Rome, Harrison Jr. and wow, my mind is drawing a blank. Malik Neighbors. And I kept throwing all of those like route trees out there, and like Rome's never had the opportunity to be wide receiver one yet, so we don't know what that's going to look like, but he is I thoroughly believe Rome Odunze is still one of the best route runners in the NFL.
Well, and see what even number 2 wide receivers are getting paid. And
Yeah.
even wide receiver 3s are getting like 10 to 15 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a position where I think we're gonna see a lot of wide receivers getting taken a lot earlier than they should moving forward, just based on that contract.
100%.
Like what it costs to retain some of these guys. I have the Ravens doing very Ravens things and just taking probably the best player on the board, which is going to be Ione. They lost Linderbaum. They got to get bigger up in the middle. I don't think Ione will be a center, but it just screams Ravens, like just a mauler in the middle and just do what they do. Like like I know Greg doesn't like the Rats, but I think the Ravens make a lot of good choices in the draft and how they kind of go about it. And this is also one of those things where I could see them trading. Like I could.
Yep.
Just to stock up on picks. So let's speed up a little bit here.
Yeah.
For the Buccaneers, they lost Mike Evans. They don't really have anybody behind Ibuka, so I have them going after Jordan Tyson. I could definitely see defense though, just because I could see their coach just doubling down on defense and just out of spite. Because I think he's another coach that's going to be on the hot seat.
Yeah. I have the Bucks taking Falk. I think their defense took a step back, and they do have Ibuka. They still have Godwin, don't they?
Yeah, but how often is he available?
Right. And then they also have returning McMillan. McMillan was out all last year with a neck injury, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like week 3 he went out with a neck injury and he just never came back. But McMillan's really good too. So like Emeka Ibuka and McMillan could hold it down if they decide to go defense. And I think the defense does need a boost. And taking Falk here would be massive for them. And then I have Ione on for the Jets.
That makes a lot of sense for them too. I mean, they lost their what's his name? He went to, I believe, the Bills. I think it was the Bills. Elijah Vera Tucker. Sorry.
Yep.
He left, but he was also really injured, and I think a lot of wherever he went, I think a lot of his stuff was built on incentives, playing time. I think like his entire contract's based on that.
Yeah.
I have them going after Jamar McCoy. I think the Jets just need good football players. Like Glenn came in and stripped that team down, but they're not. I mean, they brought in Geno Smith as kind of the patsy for this season. I think Aaron Glenn is going to be out at the end of the season. I think they're just kind of keeping him around to keep him just keep the fans coming into the stadium. But I don't know if I would be upping my season tickets until they are able to select Arch Manning, in which case I have the feeling the Manning family might be opposed to that.
Yeah, I could totally see like a Eli slip to a different team happening if the Jets are there. I mean, he probably would be way more comfortable going to the Dolphins because the Dolphins can at least put something together around him. They have the picks this year and next year to be able to do that. I really think they're just prepping the team this year. They're going to bring in rookies. They're going to see what they can do and then just go forward from there. We both have Monroe Freeling with Decker leaving. It's just a no-brainer that they're going to take a tackle.
And I saw that they're actually considering moving Sewell to left tackle, which would be very interesting.
Yeah, because I don't know that I would want to do that. The whole line switch, because you could screw him up. Like you could screw him up big time, and then he might not be able to return to right tackle and be the same player. I've seen that way too many times with the dysfunctional Bears years.
The Vikings haven't been much better.
That would be the most Lions thing ever to do that. Like you never want to do that. You always want to try to like figure out if your left guard can play left tackle, and then you bring somebody up that can help him for left guard. Like the Bears had to do that against the Rams last year. And it worked out great, but not many teams have a Joe Tooney either. So like,
right.
That can just be like, yeah, that's
very
fine.
much longer. Like he very well could decide to retire next year. Like that's where he's at in his career.
Don't you dare say that. Joe Tooney is going to play out the rest of his contract for the Bears. We don't need any surprise retirements again. All right.
Right.
Don't you put that evil on me.
Yeah, I think so. The Vikings here, I'll let you start, even though they're my team. I'll let you start, and then I'll give my take on your pick.
Spoiler alert: we have the opposite picks here.
Yep.
a little preview to next round, but yeah. So I have them taking Peter Woods. I did not know that Harrison Smith was not with the team when I was doing this. You informed me of that. So I really don't want the Vikings to take Heineman. He is too good. He's too good. I don't want him on that. But and that might have been a little bit of bias, but Peter Woods is also a damn good player. I think he's one of the last really good, powerful defensive tackles in this class that don't have like the injury history like McDonald. What is it? Caden McDonald. So I had them taking Peter Woods. Go ahead, talk about how you got like the best defensive back in the draft.
So Thieneman, ever since I think it was the combine, Thieneman was running at the pro day, and he had Daniel Jeremiah made the comment that like Minnesota at 18 makes a lot of sense for Dylan Thieneman because of just how they utilize their safeties different than any other team in the NFL. Like they are slot corners, they are linebackers, they are pass rushers, they are deep safeties, they're shallow safeties. Like they play them all over the field. So even if Harrison Smith decides to come back this year, he's still going to see the field. Like, and he's going to learn from probably. I think Harrison Smith is a Hall of Fame safety. A lot of other people don't, but if you look at his like everything that he has done in the NFL is phenomenal. Peter Woods, like D line. I like, but I also don't want defense. Peter Woods is, I think he leans more towards like a run stopping defensive tackle.
Mhm.
I think he has a lot of traits and not a lot of production behind those traits. So I'm cautious about Peter Woods. I'm cautious about any player coming from Clemson, to be honest with you.
That's fair.
I'm not a big fan of how they go into the NFL. I'd like it because he would be the third defensive tackle on their team. Last year they had Jalen Redmond, just was a monster, and he's going to get a big contract this summer, I think, right before training camp. That's how the Vikings always do their extensions. And then they also have Levi Drake Rodriguez, who they drafted really late a couple years ago, and he has just they're very relentless, and both of them were better than Jonathan Allen and Hargrave, who they let go this offseason. But defensive tackle does make sense. Like I could totally see it happening, but I also don't like a lot of the defense. Like I don't like taking a defensive tackle in the first round if they're a run stuffer. The other player that I was waffling between was Kenyon Sadiq. They've adjusted Hawkinson's contract, so he'll be a free agent next year. And it makes
a lot of sense too. I was looking at that as well. I was like, they have Hawkinson for one more year, but like Sadiq is really good, and they might be looking at like the Bears drafting a tight end in the first round last year that no one had them taking, but ended up being like an absolute stud. So
yeah, I could see that. I mean, I also could see them taking the Vikings can go in a lot of different directions in safety, like corners. If there's one of these corners slips a little bit, they don't have anybody that's going to be on a contract after this year. So they're wide open to take a lot of different players at 18, to the point where if there's a lot of them sitting there, I wouldn't be opposed to them trading back to like 24, 25, somewhere in there, and still getting somebody that's on their board. So, I mean, the Vikings are going to, in my opinion, the Vikings are very fascinating from the standpoint that they can go in so many different directions. And with everybody having them pick Dylan Thieneman, I think they're going to go left. I don't think they're going to take him, but I think
I'm fine with that. Don't take him.
Much sense for them to do it. It also depends how good of a feeling they have on the Harrison Smith situation.
Yeah, it's very true.
So I'll let you go into the Panthers.
Yeah, so I have them taking Spencer Fano. I had him kind of just falling, into the 20s, or into the pre-20s, teens rather. After his combine appearance, there was a lot of chatter about it. I think a lot of it's died down. I don't know if I guess he's had his pro day at this point, so he's probably getting locked in somewhere. But yeah, so I think the Panthers just need to continue to build that O line up for Bryce Young.
Yeah, I have them taking Kenyon Sadiq. I know that their tight end, I don't think their tight ends solidified. His name is escaping me, but I think they need pass catchers.
Sanders. Raheem Sanders? No. Is it Sanders or is it No, Jonathan Brooks was their running back.
I can't remember their tight end's name. But anyway, I went with a pass catcher. I think I mean, Ted McMillan was responsible for like 80% of like I think 80% of their like wide receiver production last year, and Xavier Leggett just can't catch a cold. So I think tackle makes a lot of sense though too, just
Yeah.
to protect Bryce Young and keep him on his feet. But I also think like
Davion Sanders,
I
by the
went
way.
Kenyon Sadiq because I could see him. I don't think Kenyon Sadiq is not going to be a traditional tight end. He is going to be in the slot. He is going to be moving all over the field. Like I am horrified that he might slip beyond this point and get into the hands of Kyle Shanahan, and we're all just gonna hate our lives. So I think Sadiq is very interesting where he ends up, because if he gets paired with a offensive like play caller that is like that's really good, it's going to be really scary.
I keep specifically with Steak, I keep seeing this like, I don't know if it's just like Bears Reddit or whatnot, but like people are like, oh, okay, so Cole Kmet could be gone. He's getting older. I think he's going to be
Double tight end
20
sets.
29. Well, that's the thing. We run the most like 12 personnel in the league. And they're like, okay, we got rid of Durham Smythe, have not replaced him yet with a tight end. Like, are they planning on taking a tight end, and would they take them that high again? We go tight end the last 2 years in a row. I mean, I think people would flip out if it's not somebody on the D line, but I think that I trust Ben Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. If they think that they can just get run stuffers, and they're really apparently really high on Austin Booker, who got injured last year and we didn't get to see him much. Yeah, Kenyon Sadiq, Colston Loveland, Cole Kmet for 1 year would be ridiculous.
Yeah. Next up we got the Cowboys back on the board. I have them going Keldrick Falk. I could see him fitting into that Osia Digizua, I think his name was, that they traded off to the 49ers
Mhm.
after they re-signed him last year, which makes no sense to me.
It's a Jerry move.
Yeah, but I think their defense is so like the cupboard's dry. I could see this being a corner too. But I didn't think really a lot of the corners really warranted it. I like your Caden Proctor pick because it goes back to what the Cowboys always do on their O-line.
They get like the best guys late in drafts, and they're just like absolute monsters.
Big guys.
Proctor's huge.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to make it, but I wouldn't hate that for the Bears either, for left tackle. He'd be a monster. Just an absolute mauler. But
he
all right.
he fits that. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. We kind of did like a little switch there where I took Tyneman low. I don't think he ever gets down to that. I think the Bears would have to trade up. But all in the 20s, I could see trades.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone is set exactly where they would sit. I'm just going to run down my list real quick. You run down your list.
Yep.
Stop me if you want to talk about something on my list. I have the Steelers taking Ty Simpson in a probably somewhat shocking move, but I really do think that their lack of a quarterback situation right now, because like it's the will he won't he with Rodgers, is going to be very, very problematic. Caden McDonald to the Chargers, just solidify that D line, especially losing. They lost Joey Bosa last year or 2 seasons ago, and I forget, did Max stay or Max sign somewhere else? Didn't he?
He stayed, I think.
Oh, okay, maybe he stayed. Either way, Max not a presence on the interior. I think Messidor to the Eagles would be just absolutely disgusting. Their D-line would just be obliterating everybody. There would be no stopping them.
Got
I
it.
know he's a little older, but I don't think that would bother anyone on the Eagles staff.
No, and I think they got to find somebody to fill that Jalen Phillips role that they got late last season.
Right. Omar Cooper Jr. to the Browns. I have Tyneman falling to the Bears here. We already kind of covered how Tyneman might be the best defensive back in the draft, or at least in the first round. Outside of like a surprise. Real quick, back to the Browns though. Omar Cooper Jr. I think is a really, really good prospect for them. I really think that hopefully it's Shador throwing him the ball would just kind of like solidify a like somewhat younger with other outside of Jerry Jeudy wide receiver core.
Yeah, I think right where we're at right now is where there's going to be a run on wide receivers.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see it. I mean, I have Caden Proctor going to the Steelers because I don't think that they don't bring in a free agent quarterback if they don't have some inkling as to old man Rodgers coming back. Chargers, they don't really have another wide receiver outside of what's his name? Sorry, is it Washington? The wide receiver, fast guy from TCU a couple of years ago. Oh, what's his name?
On the Chargers?
Yeah, their wide receiver.
Oh yeah. Quentin Johnston.
Yep, Quentin Johnston. Yep, and that's why I kind of have them taking Omar Cooper Jr. because he's a different wide receiver than that guy.
Yeah.
Denzel Boston is a big possession wide receiver. I have the Eagles taking him because I think sometime in June, AJ Brown is no longer going to be on that team. They brought in a bunch of wide receivers and none of them are of the quality that they need. The Browns, I have taken Casey Concepcion. If Omar Cooper Jr. is there, I would definitely have them taking him. I also think Casey Concepcion kind of gives the Browns something a little different than what they have on their roster. And then I have the Bears taking Peter Woods because I think the Bears need the best defensive line player that they can get their hands on at that pick. In my opinion, I think
that's completely fair.
I think safety they've battened that up.
Well, we really only have one safety right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I was debating McNeil Warren here because I think McNeil Warren's going to go a lot higher than 30, where I have him going to the Dolphins.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Buffalo, I could see them taking a wide receiver. But at the same time, like CJ Allen is there and he's a very good football player. He's very well-rounded off the ball linebacker. And then we both have Blake Miller going to the 49ers. I think it goes without saying that Trent Williams is in the twilight of his career.
And he's also not very happy playing there right now without a big contract, apparently. So
yeah.
That's not going to end well for them.
Yeah, and then I think Houston, I was going defense. I could see them taking O-line. There's just like maybe Caleb Lamu if he is there. I could see it.
Yeah.
But they don't seem to put a priority on that O-line. Like they gave Ed Ingram a contract extension, and as a guy that's a Vikings fan that dealt with Ed Ingram, getting a contract extension is just like, what you doing there, guy?
Right, exactly.
And then we both have Avion Terrell going to KC.
Yep. I think that's the perfect reclamation project for him, especially with him I mean, you drafted him there with the knowledge that he hurt his. You said he re-injured himself.
Yeah,
Um,
I think he might fall a little bit.
yeah, I think so as well. And Casey's definitely the spot for him. I still think the Dolphins are going to start doing it. Like it goes back to, I guess, my philosophy is they don't really have anybody for a corner. So I have them taking Cease. Um, I, I I think a pass rush would have really helped the Patriots win the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I have them taking TJ Parker. I do trust Mike Vrabel to coach somebody up from Clemson to be able to be like a decent product in the NFL. And then I have Colton Hood. Why not make your defense just a little bit better for the Seahawks?
Yeah, for me, I have the Dolphins taking Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. One of the things that you're gonna start hearing about this draft is that it's probably one of the best safety drafts in a long, long time. So it's a very deep class. But Emmanuel McNeil-Warren kind of has that build of a Nick Imamware from the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
He's not nearly, I don't think he's nearly athletic as he is, but Toledo is not exactly a first round school usually, but Quinyon Mitchell's has turned out quite well coming from there. And then I have Caleb Lamu going to the Patriots. And then I have Jadarian Price going to the Seahawks for the simple fact that he's not going to be there in the next round for them. And Charbonnet got injured in the playoffs, and there's not a guarantee that he'll be ready for the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
So plus they lost the Super Bowl
Ken
MVP
Walker.
and Walker, yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's a good point. We can we're gonna now everyone hold with us. We're gonna do this live. We've never done this, so just give us a second to work out any sort of technical issues. Greg's hopping back in. And then Nate, if you want to present your screen.
Okay. First time I've done this, so just
Yep.
something's happening. Okay, select tab. Let's not share audio in case some ad pops up.
Good call. Good call. Hey, there it is. All right. So, Greg is going to take Cleveland. I'm going to take Chicago, and Nate is going to take the Vikings. We're going to just do a 3-round quick. We're doing the consensus, and we're just going to put it on fast. So we'll scroll up, maybe talk about some players before. If you have somebody in mind that you were looking at for your team, you can go up and be like, "Oh, damn, they took them," or something like that. So, yeah. Let's get into it. Greg, I think you're going to be up first. No trades.
Yeah, no trades. No trades. Hide. Okay, so Mendoza, Bain Jr. went to the Jets. Jeremiah Love.
Cardinals taking
If
Jeremiah
the
Love.
Cardinals do that, they're tanking.
Yep.
But I feel like that.
And then Caleb Downs to the Titan. I could see that actually.
This would be a very, very interesting.
Oh, and then apparently the Buccaneers traded up for David Bailey.
Okay, so there are trades. So okay.
There's trades between other teams. There won't be trades between our teams. So like like we won't trade out of the first round and stuff like that, which is fine.
So Browns, Greg.
Y'all know what I want.
What positions do you think the Browns are going to go after?
Y'all know what I want.
So I one of the things that's a factor here, I think that I think line is the biggest the need. I think a line is bigger a need than wideout. They're both really big needs, right? The thing I'm going to lean on up here, though, is that Andrew Berry has an atrocious wide receiver drafting record. So if he's going to mess up and pick a wide, or if I just want him picking a lower pick, he does well up high with his linemen. He doesn't do well ever with the wide receivers. So I'm just scared. Like when y'all say, I don't listen, I know they're all good prospects. I know I got it, right? But it's just scary for me as a Browns fan seeing them sit here. Now, what I really want and what I really think is going to happen is a trade down. But I just think the lineman needs to be taken, and the Browns just need to, we did it last year. We picked the defensive lineman out of we traded down out of the flashy pick that everybody wanted us to do, and that was a good pick, right, y'all?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think they're
100%.
good. I think on the board, Magua is there. That like he could legitimately go number 2 potentially.
Yeah.
The Jets. I could see him going anywhere from 2 on down. I think he passes 3 teams here. I think it would be a steal to get him at 6.
Yeah, it would be an absolute steal. So if we're the Browns, we're drafting Casey Concepcion, right?
Right.
The only Carnell Tate when you watch Carnell Tate when you watch him, like he's just so good. But the biggest thing with him is that it always appeared that he didn't have that extra gear, and with his running at the combine didn't show that he had the extra gear.
Right.
So that would be my only hesitation with Tate. But I think the Browns have to invest in that O-line. Like it like you have to. Because you have to get through to getting rid of Deshaun Watson, getting that out of that contract. And I think that's the best way. So we'll take Magua here.
Yeah, and lastly, if Shador is going to be someone that you want to either show or give him a good chance, how about somebody actually put a line in front of this guy? Because has he ever had an offensive line?
Not in Colorado.
Nope. Career.
Not in Colorado.
And I feel like he had flashes last year, and if he would have been protected, he would have had a little more. I mean, like the Browns. Look. I will be the first person to say that the Bears D line is atrocious. They gave Shador fits when we played them, and it's like that should not happen.
Right. And one of the things that the Browns, and we'll sum up here. One of the things actually, through this Stefanski, era there, where it was clearly some highs and many lows, but the offensive line until that last year was a solid thing that the Browns could at least depend on year by year. Now you're losing Teller, and people retiring, and so I don't know if they don't take they're really tanking if they don't take a lineman here, and especially if this guy's there, right? If this guy's there and they pass on this guy, they're tanking. So anyway, let's move along.
Okay. I would take that trade.
Oh, I would take that trade in a heartbeat.
I would take that trade.
No trades. No trades. I understand that you would want to take that trade in a heartbeat because I would too. Because wow.
Okay. So Magua, Arvol Reese, Cardinal, Caitlin, Saint, Sunny Styles. Oh, this is a different draft. Yeah,
it's a completely different draft.
Yeah. Avion Terrell, Fano, Tyson. Different players, very similar positions, though. Very similar positions. CJ Allen, Monroe Freeling. Oh, there's a part of me that I own would be fun, but they don't need a guard.
Just take him, he's there.
Yeah, nobody really fell. Like nobody really nobody fell.
I own fell. 3
Like,
spots.
there's not a wide receiver no wide receivers fell. No corners really fell. Jermon McCoy went like 2 picks to 4.
I can
You
almost
gotta go
guarantee you, if you don't take him there, the Panthers are taking him.
Okay, wow, look at next year. Second and third picks. I'm sorry, the trades, we gotta commentate on them though. That trade is there.
If I was offered that trade, I'd take it too.
Okay. We gotta do trades in the future.
Hey, they agreed with me that Messidor to the Eagles.
Yeah. Lamu, Ione to that's a Steelers pick.
That is.
Keldrick Falk, Denzel Bot. What? Wide receiver to the Cowboys? They can't pay the 2 that they got. Anyway, sorry. Browns again.
Okay, y'all. So, one of the things I like to throw out here on this pick is, well, 2 other things. I mean, clearly, we talked about wide receiver the last time we were up there, right? So clearly, right. But I'm still scared of Andrew Berry. So Andrew Berry has a better track record, clearly, with picking tight ends, which one's sitting right there. And also, let's talk about really quick, but not going too deep, the posturing or the showing publicly that they're a little bit, in my opinion, not a little bit, sniffing around Miles and maybe moving him and trying to see what's out there. Part of them trying to ask the NFL or wanting to ask the NFL at one point for 5 extra draft picks in advance was read into in a Cleveland fan base that they wanted to, get 4 first round draft picks for Miles Garrett, So like,
yeah, I could see that.
Right. And then also, y'all have heard me talk about in our messenger thread that we talk every day. And hey, if any of y'all hearing y'all want to get in, just send us a note. We'll join you in. But in there, I was talking about how I feel, or there's a section of Browns fans, and I think I'm starting to be in there, where like we just feel that they're not really trying to put a good product on until Jimmy gets his big stadium in 3-4 years. So he's really trying to set the team up so that when they hit that area and they charge people $400 million for a seat, because all the seats in there, y'all, I don't know if you heard, are going to be the closest seats to the field in NFL history. So
Greg,
yeah, you're gonna be like on top of the field. So I listen, just put the wide receiver in there and that's fine. But like I wouldn't be mad if they picked the tight end here or even went line if they're really trying to move Miles.
What is your safety situation?
Really, it's I don't know the names, but it's not
Nate's trying to get you to steal my pick right now.
No, I'm not. I could see it though. Like I could see them going, like making a decision like, hey, we'll take offense with that first pick and then defense with the second pick.
Yeah, I can see that
what
too.
I was thinking. And because you don't need D-line, you got that all taken care of last year.
Unless you're thinking about moving Guy, but it doesn't feel like it would happen this year, right? But if they do move Guy, they're going to have to go that way. But if they move Guy, then they'll get a whole bunch of other picks. So yeah. Let's just don't mess with that. You're right.
Who's your nose
tackle? No D-line. Was that?
No D-line. Okay.
No, not really.
Honestly, Greg, I like where you're at with Sadiq. I think Sadiq would be interesting. I think Sadiq would be.
And Njoku's leaving.
Yeah,
Njoku's leaving. Fannin Jr.'s real good. Him and Sadiq would be,
but he's a second year, so he could, that could be fool's gold. It's not, but it could be, right?
I think you're kind of at a horse. I would say between Cooper and Sadiq. What would you say, Matt?
I would actually, honestly, because of Sadiq being able to line up everywhere, I think he's probably the safer pick, especially with Njoku going. I know there was a lot of times, especially in like in terms of like fantasy and stuff like that, people were like, "Oh, like do I want to run Fanon or Njoku? They both get points, but like one of them's getting touchdowns." That to me showed that like at least well, you guys have a new system this year, right?
Yeah, for sure. But that's safety for Shador.
Yeah, it is. It's someone to help out.
Yeah, it's safety.
I would probably go Sadiq. I think he's
All
more
right.
versatile.
Yeah, y'all can do that. Yep.
Look
Oh
at that
man,
trade.
I would take that trade in a heartbeat.
Baltimore ain't ever gonna offer that in real life, though.
No, they absolutely would not. But yeah. So this is tough because I'm looking at McNeil Warren or Caden Proctor. We have some question marks at tackle right now because our second rounder, who looked like he was going to be the guy of the future, had the patellar tendon explode on him. So he could never come. He could come back not the same player. There's some major concerns there. We grabbed like two guys basically. We brought back one guy that was on the team. And there's a bunch of 1-year deals being thrown around by the Bears right now. So I do really think that they're looking at tackle as a possible need for the future. Man, give me Warren and Kobe Bryant on the same field though would be absolutely nutty. And then there's also the enticing D line, but I don't think TJ Parker is as enticing. So give me Caden McDonald's there too. Has he cleared? Do you know if he's like medically cleared yet?
I don't know, but I know he's not pass rushing D tackle, and I'm
Yeah.
very hesitant going after run stuffing defensive tackles in the first round. I don't think they're worth it because you can get those guys off the street.
Okay, so here's the thing. Straight up, if I'm the GM of the Bears, which I am the GM of the Bears right now, I'm taking Caden Proctor. And I'm just like, cool. If we get another tackle that comes back and he's like ready to go, that's fantastic. Yeah, try to beat him.
All right. They are just throwing picks away.
Yeah.
All right, Brown. Oh my God.
Yeah, that would be that, especially if you have safety concerns whatsoever and this scenario happens. It should be a punchable offense to not run up there and draft Warren. Also, it does not make sense to me in the slightest.
Greg, we're making the pick for you.
Yeah, just do it. You probably should make it for them. Yeah, you probably should make it for them.
Oh, come on. We got these trade. Okay, this site's trades are
the trades on this site are ridiculous.
Okay, so Vikings. I could see corner. D'Angelo Pons.
If you need a refresher of who you picked too, you can click on my picks and it'll give you a quick rundown of who you picked so far.
Yeah, so we got Thieneman. I don't know. So Cisse, I'm not as familiar with him because I've tried focusing as much as I can on the first round.
Yeah. I did have him sneak into the first round in my draft to the Seahawks.
I'm also looking at this. Lee Hunter. I feel like they almost have to go corner here. Where did I'm looking to see if any of the running backs have went.
Price went.
Price went.
Yeah. Right there, 37 to to New York, which that does not make sense to me. But him and Scat, well, Scat's like basically just running into CTE every season. So like,
yeah. Oh man, I'm looking at this, and this, and I have to say corner.
it would make sense. You'd
Do
be
you have anything on him? Sorry.
yeah. No, it's all good. It's all good.
I got to go defensive tackle. I think they do need depth there. No, corner, going corner, just doing it. They need youth there. We'll go see. Say stupid pick.
Yeah, I would not do that. Okay. Click on offense up at the top there. Go to OC. Draft Hecht.
Hecht.
Yeah, Hecht. Bears have been linked to him. I don't think they're going to wait for someone else to take him. I would take that pick all day too. I would take that trade all day. All right, and then go back to all. And scroll down just a little bit. All right, scroll back up. Let's go Derek Moore out of Michigan.
Okay, now we're getting into people that I'm not as familiar with, but I've heard of. Let's go to Greg's picks. So we got Maguia, Kenyon Sadiq, McNeil Warren. I don't think you can not take a wide receiver here. I think you have
Yes.
you
Yeah.
have to.
Yes. It's
If
time.
I remember right, Zachariah Branch.
Yeah, it's time. And
yeah, he's
this is where I start to trust Barry a little more with him. So we're good. So,
Yeah.
I remember this guy.
I remember he was smaller, and then Malachi Fields I've heard a lot about.
Yep.
And he's that bigger 6'4", 220. He's big.
He's slower, so people kind of rank him a lot lower.
So separation issues potentially.
Yeah.
He could be the red zone target guy though for Sador.
Very true. He's a big dude.
Yeah,
you need one.
Zachariah Branch seems like he's more of a niche player, but I know that he's good. Malachi Fields, though, too. I think he has more of a chance of being a number one.
Yeah. I like the taller, slower. Again, we don't really, or maybe the tight end in the first round is going to be one of the red zone people too. And Shador already liked Fannin there too. We know that.
Let's go Zachariah Branch then. I kind of like that play. Like I think you got Tillman too. You got oh god, what's the guy from Alabama? Yeah, Jerry Jeudy. So I think Branch would actually probably give you another flavor to play with.
Yeah.
Plus he's coming from Georgia, which is where Monken came from. Not that they I don't think that they didn't intermix because he came from USC. So I think
let's do that.
Branch makes sense.
Yeah, let's go. There we go.
All right, so I took corner, safety, offense, running back, Mike Washington Jr. Because I think they need like a speedster, and that's where Washington is. I think they just hired Frank Smith, who is the run game coordinator for the Dolphins. So you could give him an H-Chan type player. And in the third round, I'm totally fine taking a running back because I think he's going to get playing time.
Click on my picks. Just want to refresh. All right. So basically, I've just been focusing on lines. All right. Can you scroll down a little bit? Julian Neal. Scroll down a little bit more.
I would have almost waited for Jake Slaughter to be available.
Yeah, I thought about it, but I mean they've both been linked to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
But Hecht or Hetch, he looks like he's going to be like the best center in the draft.
What positioning are you thinking?
I'm kind of thinking about running back here too. Click on offense. I forget what the next pick is for the Bears though. Like I'm trying to think if like they would like wait because
I mean, you're at 89, so we're almost done with the with the third round. So it must be
right
until the fourth.
Click on running back.
Jonah Coleman's gonna be your leading.
I would honestly probably take. All right, so if I'm going to go running back here, which I don't necessarily think. Click on wide receiver real quick.
That's Trey Lance's brother. He blew the combine away.
Yeah.
But that's way down. He's not going till later. This is one of those they're gonna draft some special teams guy, like just some like solid depth somewhere.
Well, then I go back to running back. If we need a replacement for Travis Homer, who can earn his way onto the team, this is going to be a little bit of a reach, but I don't think we're going to have a pick.
What about that guy? What about their the little anvil guy, the guy, the tiny guy that you guys got?
Kyle Monungai?
Yeah, that guy. What's wrong with him?
Yeah, he's awesome, but the Bears only have 3 running backs, and I know they like to carry 4, and they have one person almost always sitting on special teams as a game day guy. And I think the smartest move here would be Katron Allen. I would be ecstatic because I really like Katron Allen. I do think he is a difference maker. And I think I could see him working himself into the rotation. Because like they have Roshan Johnson. He is only special teams. I think Katron Allen could actually be a part of the offense. He's a little bit better of a pass catcher than he's not like Swift to Swift's level, but I think he's a little bit better than Kyle Monungai.
Okay.
So yeah, Katron Allen.
Garrett Nussmeier to the Steelers.
Oh, there was another person I thought of to check too, but it's probably too late. Real quick, could you just go to defensive tackle? Okay, no, that would probably be a 4th rounder that I was looking at, 4th or 5th.
Okay.
That Zane Durant guy is also, he blew up the combine as well.
Oh, they just took Slaughter. No. The Vikings don't have a true center right now. So I think I'm going to go Iowa because I trust Iowa linemen. So yeah. So there's our Cleveland. So Francis Monangai, Magua, sorry. Kenyon Sadiq, Emmanuel McNeil. My God. Greg, if they get that draft, I think you will be a very happy man.
Yeah, that would be so ideal. That's
Like you would have 3 legitimate first round picks in there. First round talents.
Yep,
Oh.
100%.
Yeah, y'all know Barry on his best day could do that, and Barry on his worst day, well, wouldn't do that. But you know,
it takes 2 quarterbacks in the same draft in the late rounds, and yeah, puts makeup on a pig. Anyway,
but he hit on all the other ones, and that's why he still has a job, I believe, or part of the reason why. You know, because obviously Corey, right? So yeah.
This draft legitimately would be quietly good because I think the Bears investing in their O-line makes so much sense.
Yep.
Like, yeah, I'll let you cover it.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more of a sleeper draft, right? Katron Allen might not be an actual contributor until like what I could see Katron Allen becoming is more of like Swift. So like I could see him he's a little bit more of a bruiser than Swift is, but that was always Swift's biggest knock was he couldn't take a hit, whereas Katron Allen is like he's got like some of that speediness. He's got a little bit more of the east to west instead of just straight north to south. Kyle Monungai is just a bruiser. You just send him up the middle, he's going to get you 5 yards, and he's probably going to crack a few helmets in the process. But yeah, like this could be one of those like quiet like setup years for the Bears here.
Yeah. I mean their free agency is very much that. I thought they were going to go out and sign everybody they could.
Yeah.
I honestly I thought they were going to invest heavy in free agency right before they have to sign Williams probably next offseason, the big contract. But at the same time, I'm seeing they're probably saving some money, which is really smart too.
Yeah, I for as much flack that Ryan Poles gets, he is actually very, very smart about the money. We have never had money issues. We've been close. Like we've been close to the cap, but that's like years that you have to have those. You have to have that. You know, like I think he's been very, very smart with the free agency signings, and like I if you look at I think one of the smartest things he did, and this is just a real quick example, is right. So he took Roquan Smith and he took his contract and then he turned it into Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards. Pretty smart. You're filling 2 starter positions for the price of 1. They didn't combined, they had more production than Roquan. You know what I mean? Like, and so then you get rid of Tremaine Evans. Now you have Devin Bush and DeMarco. I'm blanking on his name, but like
we're an hour and a half in, Matt. It's okay.
Yeah. But like DeMarco was putting up Tremaine Edmonds numbers last year in his stead. He was also wearing the green dot. This is a guy that they basically got off like off the street or UDFA. And so they gave him a contract and Devin Bush a contract to replace Tremaine Edmonds. So now you have he's been doing that a lot. Like he's finding these like value guys that are actually just like solid contributors. I'm waiting for him to start really hitting on like, okay, we need an impact edge rusher. If we're not going to draft one this year, which at 25 you're probably not going to do unless someone falls to you. Sorry, my cat just scared the crap out of me. If you don't hit that this year, then they're going to have like $80 million in cap space next year without the Caleb contract.
And I think this draft sets you guys up for next year very well. Because, like, I know you don't want to hear the Joe Tooney thing, but, like, it's legitimately possible that he could retire.
Yes.
And, I mean, then you have Sam Hecht, who, I mean, your O lineman that you're drafting here, the guy from Alabama could start probably at left or right tackle. Like which one?
Left is the issue.
Okay, so left would be the issue. So like he could legitimately take that position. And then Hecht, I mean, he's going to be a day one like starter. Like you don't really have anybody at center, do you? Right now?
Man.
They took. I know who. I think they took. I think they picked somebody up in free agency.
Yeah, no. We traded like a sixth.
Garrett Bradbury, my good old friend. But that's going to get completely truck stick all season.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. He had 600 passing snaps last year. No sacks allowed. It's one of those things. I really don't necessarily think he was in a good scheme fit for him.
Not on the Vikings. He was
not on the Vikings. And Ben Johnson runs more of the scheme that he really excelled in. Like I was watching a breakdown where they were talking about like, oh, like here's him in this set and he's thriving, and here's him in this set and he's doing okay. He wants to be in the other set though, and that other set is what Ben Johnson likes to run, that zone gap, I think it is.
Yeah, it's a zone. It's a zone. Yeah, it's a zone offensive line.
Yeah,
and I mean Sam Hecht, like just because he's in at center doesn't mean you can't throw him at guard if he's needed. Like he can, you play all over the O line. And then you've already kind of talked about the running back position. So we'll okay. So yeah, and the Vikings, I mean, Thieneman, if they get Thieneman, I'm going to be very, very happy. I'm also thinking that this is like if he's there and who was all there is there, I think it's going to be a trade. I could see them stockpiling draft capital for next year, just for the simple fact that they don't know what their quarterback situation is. And the more picks that you have, the more ammunition you have going up. Them getting a corner in the second round makes a lot of sense. They have Byron Murphy Jr. and then they have Isaiah Rodgers, who came on really good last year. And then they grabbed Pierce from the Steelers this offseason, but they don't have anybody young at all. They drafted a young corner, I think, 2 years ago, and he passed away. He got killed in that car accident.
Yeah.
And all the other corners, they just have not panned out for them. And then they don't have a center, and they don't have a running back. They don't have a fast running back. Like they need like explosive players. They don't have a lot of those. Aaron Jones has a walker, and what's his name? I'm running out of gas here. The other running back that they picked up from the 49ers last year.
Jordan Mason.
Their other running back's a bruiser. He's a bruiser. Jordan Mason, yeah. He just runs over people. That's all he does. And Mike Washington Jr. is a speed guy. and I think that makes a whole lot of sense for them. Yeah, I would be very satisfied with this draft. So, yeah, I'm
Alrighty.
going to exit out. Well, I wasn't expecting us to take an hour and a half.
Yeah, but I mean, here we are. I feel like we were very thorough.
Yes,
which is not bad.
Greg's like thorough is an understatement. I just saw it in his eyes. But yeah, I mean that's the fun thing about mock drafts. They can go in so many different directions, and like I think we talked a lot about the different directions like every team could kind of take. And honestly, nobody's ever going to have a 100% accurate mock draft ever. I mean, I'm lucky if I get like 5 or 10 picks sometimes. Right. Just because of the volatility of it, and these teams don't tell people who they're going to pick, and it never actually gets out. So
something interesting that got pointed out on the Bears subreddit. They had their top 30 visits last year, didn't draft a single one.
Huh.
And people were like, interesting. And then you look at our draft and how much success we had, and it's like, when did they talk to them? They're doing all of it like just
probably talking at the combine.
Yeah.
And a lot of it, their conversations with these people are very, they're not, I don't think they get more than 5-10 minutes with prospects at the combine.
Yep.
I don't think they do. I think it's a very much kind of like speed dating. Like it's, you move on to the next table after the bell rings. So it might be one of those first impressions thing that kind of stuck with them, and it's like, oh, that's our guy. And I mean, yeah. So yeah.
All righty. So we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. The draft's coming up.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting. I'm looking forward to our last show. I think we did a lot today. I think the next, we'll have to talk offline, see what we have for the pre-draft show, like the one right before, and I think we can have some fun discussions.
For sure. And I'm definitely keeping like all of our graphics for what we've been picking in the mocks, because I personally think it'd be interesting to do a comparison of like, did we have how many, like, combined between our 3 mocks, how many did we have right in any of them? I thought that'd be kind of interesting to do as well. So.
Yeah, and it's just gonna be scary because when everybody's final mock goes in on Wednesday, Thursday morning, that's when a lot of the picks are getting tipped, and just that's the one thing I love about the draft. Like, you never know what's gonna happen. It's a crapshoot, and it's like Christmas.
That Browns trade last year was wild, and I think it just only worked out for the Browns. I do not think that worked out for the Jaguars at all.
See, and I think the that Travis Hunter,
he's got to pick one.
Yeah,
he's got to pick one position and just become a master at it.
Yep. I think they said
it was all good in college, but it's not all good in the NFL.
Yeah. Full-time corner, part-time, I mean, every now and then wide receiver on a gimmick.
Plays. Do something like that.
Or as just a decoy.
Yep.
So
stop getting hit all the time, because it's not going to work. It's just going to get you busted up.
Yep.
So.
All right, Greg. I don't think we got anything else. We'll let you talk.
We can sign off now. Actually, maybe we do. So one of the things that we love to end here, right, Matt Clark, is a little bit of getting things off of your chest that you might be frustrated. And since Matt Clark and I are here all the time, and Nate is only going to be here for special appearances, I wonder if Nate has anything to get off his chest and really just release some stress here about anything that's going on in the NFL, but actually specifically, Matt and I would really love, and I think our audience would love, if you had something to get off your chest about the Minnesota Vikings, because I believe there's probably one or two things that you would like to maybe say about, y'all's off season. It's been very interesting, right?
Yeah, it's been exceedingly quiet. And I know the reasons for it, but I know a lot of Minnesota fans don't understand the reasons for it. So let's just like dig into the Minnesota fans, like in general. Like everybody's like, oh well, why aren't we signing this free agent or that free agent? And it's just like you got like you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. You have to you can't have your cake and eat it too. And sometimes you just need an off season where there's not a lot going on that sets you up for the future. And
what do you mean you can't have your cake and eat it too? What does that mean?
Yeah.
What do they actually want? Like, tell us.
No, I think they want to spend a lot of money, but last year they spent a lot of money and it obviously didn't work out too well for them. So why would you want
JJ
to do that
McCarthy
again?
one of them?
Yeah.
Is he McCarthy?
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think Minnesota Viking fans are frustrating to say the least.